Hello you guys, welcome back to another vlog and welcome to my November reset video. I can't believe that it's already November, but it is that time and I'm honestly really excited about November, largely because it's my fiance and I's dating anniversary. I can't just say anniversary anymore because we have a new anniversary coming, but our dating anniversary is this month. It's at the end of the month and I'm really excited about it. So I will talk a little bit more about that once we're actually going through things that I'm excited for in the next month. But that is the reason why November has a special place in my heart and I'm just so excited for it. So with that said, we're going to be doing a lot of mental, physical resetting in this video. I already did some of the physical stuff. I did a little bit of a vacuum and I refreshed our wallflower in our living room because it was dead when I came home from my parents last weekend. Before we get into the usual monthly goals, recaps, mental resetting things, we also are going to do something that I have been procrastinating on doing for a couple of weeks, and that's largely because the weather is doing crazy things right now, but we are finally in a more stable part of fall to where I can officially do a little bit of a closet turnover. As you can see, I'm wearing a super cozy, chunky knit sweater, and it's one of the only sweaters that I have brought with me from my childhood home because my apartment doesn't have a whole ton of storage in it, but I'm not using my tank tops and my t-shirts as much as I was when I first moved here. So we're going to do a closet turnover and just kind of see what ends up happening because I haven't had to do this in this apartment yet. So we're going to just kind of go trial and error and see what ends up happening. I might end up having to get like an under the bed drawer organizer thing, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So we're going to actually do that right now so that I can not think about it anymore and finally have like true access to all of my fall related things, and we'll go from there for all the mental resetting. So let's go to the bedroom and see what we can do about this closet. Welcome to my closet. As you can tell, this closet is fairly narrow, so I'm trying to find the best angle to show you guys these things, but behind this little like hair organizer thing, I have a couple of rows of tank tops and t-shirts and stuff that I'm going to attempt to put away and replace. I also have a couple of folded sections here of t-shirts that I need to go through and shorts as well down there that I'm not wearing. So we're just gonna kind of do a big old audit and take out things that I feel like I'm no longer going to be wearing, and then we're gonna throw it all on the bed, and then from there I'll show you where all of my sweaters and things are located because it's kind of a mumble jumbled mess underneath the bed right now. But I feel like this is going to really help me in organizing and kind of streamlining things a little bit so that I'm not searching for stuff and just like keeping things in the closet that don't need to be there. So it's gonna kind of be chaotic and crazy, but that's okay. It gets worse before it gets better. Okay, all of my summer clothes are on the bed right now, and it is a lot more than I was anticipating, so I'm really hoping that everything fits in the two boxes that I have under the bed. But I have this box here that has the majority of like my fall attire and some leggings and things, and then I also have this box here that doesn't have a whole ton in it, but it has a couple of sweaters that I have brought from my home in my hometown the last time that I went to visit. So, can we fit everything in these two boxes? We will see, but for now we're going to take the things out of the boxes and throw them into the closet. That way these are two empty boxes to be able to stuff everything that is on the bed into them, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that everything fits. We will see. Who else hates these stupid things, and why do we all keep all of them? I don't know what to do with them. Like, I never use them, but I feel bad or like wrong for throwing them away. So I honestly might just toss them anyway because they fall off of this thing every single time I try and put something in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and toss these. Forgot the tennis skirts. This is all the hangers. It's excessive, I'm aware, so. The good thing is that I now have hangers for things like sweaters and stuff, so we're gonna do that next and see what we end up with. I think we're actually gonna have a lot of room in here, which is so nice. Having my closet all ready for fall and winter makes me so excited because sweater weather is my favorite season of all time. I love wearing my cozy sweaters, and the fact that I can now pull them out regularly is so exciting for me. So that feels so good to have done. Now that all of the physical things are finished, I'm going to go into a little bit of a monthly recap. I literally put in like a notes page of all the things that have happened this month because there has been quite a bit that happened this month that I'm really excited to tell you guys about. If the angle has changed slightly, it's because I had to change my battery, but we're back and I'm ready to yap about this month. I literally have like a list right here, so if you see me like looking off to the side, it's because I'm looking at my little list of things that have happened this month because I didn't want to leave anything out. But the first couple of things that have happened this month have been wedding related, which is super exciting. The first thing that I did was book my photographer. So we officially have a wedding photographer for our wedding. We also booked our videographer too. So we have all of our vendors booked except for my beauty people, and I'm even debating on if I want to do like a makeup person. I still have to find a hair person, but apparently I have to kind of get on that. So that's something that I need to try and find sooner rather than later. But everything else regarding the wedding day itself is booked, which is super exciting. And our photographer is one of my close friends from college, which is super exciting. She does weddings for a living and I love her work so much. I met her in photography club when I was in the club in college, and she's such a sweetheart. It's gonna be so much fun to work with her in a professional level instead of just being like a friend. So I'm super excited about that. And then I also ended up asking all of my bridesmaids to be bridesmaids in my wedding. You probably saw that video. That video went up a couple of weeks ago. I have 3 bridesmaids in my party because my fiance is gonna have 2 groomsmen and it's just gonna look a little bit better. But my maid of honor is my best friend Kendall. You've seen her many times throughout the years that I've had my channel. I also am going to have Heidi, who is my Clemson college roommate and one of my best friends from college. I think she's been on a couple of vlogs at this point, but you'll recognize her when you see her. She's super sweet. And then my third one is Erin, my roommate from Disney, who you probably all know and love if you watched any of my Disney College Program vlogs last year. So those are my 3 bridesmaids. Super easy and chill, but they all said yes, which is super exciting. A couple of extra random things that happened this month is I went on a family vacation to Hilton Head Island with Disney Vacation Club with my entire family. So that was so much fun. I got to see some of my cousins that I haven't seen since last Christmas, and it was really fun and really great quality time together. My fiance actually came on this trip for the first time too. He's been in my life for 8 years now, but he's only met them a handful of times, so it was nice for him to actually have some like good quality time with them and kind of get to know them a little bit better. So that was a lot of fun. And of course it was Disney Vacation Club because my family is a member, so, or are members, I guess. 3 of my family members are members themselves, and so we were able to spend time in a little bit of a magical place too. Of course, that makes my Disney heart happy. Another fun thing that happened is I went to go see my family a couple of days ago. I just got back a couple of days ago actually from seeing my family in my hometown, and the reason why I went is because Heidi came to visit. She actually needed a place to stay for the week, and my family is pretty close to Clemson because she's still working for them kind of part-time. So when I reached out and was like, hey, will you be my bridesmaid? She was like, I want to ask you a favor too. Can I actually stay at your parents' house for the week? And I was like, yeah, you can. So it gave me a little bit of an excuse to go and see her and spend some quality time with her, which was so much fun. I think it was much needed for both of us. Honestly, we got to do a couple of fall activities, just kind of have some quality time together, and it was a lot of fun. It was really cozy, just a fun little staycation with my family. The biggest thing that happened this month isn't actually like an event or like a big thing, but my fiance and I have passed our -1 year anniversary. If you know what that means, it basically means that if you're planning your wedding more than a year in advance, a -1 year is like the last time before it becomes the anniversary, if you know what I mean. So we did pass our -1 year anniversary, which is so exciting. So we are officially less than 1 year from the wedding. We are getting married in October of next year. So that's the reason why I'm kind of bringing this up. But yeah, that was the really exciting thing that happened. We are officially T-1 year of the wedding, and we are so excited. So those are all of the things that happened this month. I know it doesn't sound like a whole ton, but for me, there were a lot of like big events. So it kind of, you know, evens it out a little bit. So with that said, I'm gonna go pull up my goals and I'll kind of do a little bit of a goal audit with you guys. And then we'll make another goal set list for November. I'm excited about it. A lot of them are probably gonna be similar or the same because I'm trying to make them habits. So even if I achieved the goal this month, I'm gonna make it a goal again next month to kind of continue the train. So I'm gonna go into my goals and we'll talk about them a little bit. I'm gonna try my best to stay on this side of the screen so that I can put a screenshot of my goals over here. And we're just gonna kind of talk about things a little bit and see if I have achieved things and just kind of, you know, yap about them a little bit. So first thing I wanted to do was apply to 20 jobs. Did not do this. I think I applied to like 12 or 15 jobs, which I think is good. It's better than last month where I applied to like 5 the entire month. However, I wanted to get a little bit more out than I ended up doing. And a lot of that is because I haven't gotten a lot of traction when it comes to my applications. I've just been so unmotivated to do it. And I know that it's not something that I can just really put a backseat on. I'm very lucky and fortunate that it's not like a dire thing to have completed and have a job at this point. If it was dire, I would probably be working like a retail job at this point. But the good thing is that I am very lucky and fortunate that my fiance makes enough of an income to where we can live comfortably and I don't have to have a job like immediately. But I would love to have one because I am getting bored out here being unemployed. So I want to get back onto my application train, but last month was more successful than September, which is great, but it didn't quite live up to what I was wanting. Next thing was no missing YouTube uploads, and I am happy to report that I did not miss a single YouTube upload this month. We have 4 uploads, 1 for every week, and I feel pretty good about it. I didn't end up skipping anything, although we were close one time. I think I uploaded one video a little bit later on the day, but I still uploaded it and it was good. So I feel pretty proud of myself for that because in September and in August, I think I skipped at least 1 week because I just didn't know what to film. I didn't feel very motivated to do it, but I felt pretty good about this month, which is awesome. So there is that, and I have all of November already planned out. So I feel like this one's gonna be a win-win situation when it comes to next month too, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But no missing YouTube uploads this month. I'm pretty proud of myself. Now, the next one is one that I'm not very proud of. I wanted to post a short form video 1 time a week. Now, I think I posted 2 videos. I think I was halfway finished with this goal, but I ended up just kind of putting it on the back seat and forgetting that it existed. And I tend to do that a lot, especially when it comes to like trying to prioritize things. And I've had other things on my mind, like wedding related things. I wanted to get YouTube back up and running in a way that I am more consistent, and the short form stuff just kind of took a back seat. So I have an idea on how to kind of cultivate it again and kind of get it to do its thing again, because it was doing really great when I was posting every single day, and now that I'm not, it's not doing so great. And obviously that's self-explanatory, but I have an idea on how I want to kind of help that next month. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but my short form has been lacking severely this month, so I'm sorry about that. Another thing that I wanted to do was pickleball twice a week with my fiance, and I am happy to report that this did end up happening actually, other than this week because it's going to be rainy all week and I don't see us actually doing anything this week. It actually has been very successful. Even while we were on vacation with my family, we found ways to do pickleball twice a week because my family also loves to play pickle. So we found an indoor court when it was raining and we got a day pass and we just played, and we played for hours and it was so much fun. So we actually are getting a little bit more consistent with our exercise, which is a good thing, especially because we are getting married in less than a year at this point. Having the pickleball thing to kind of give us a little bit of outside time while spending time with each other, it's just been a lot of fun, and I'm very happy that we have been able to keep it into our routine. I also wanted to read 5 books this month. I think I maybe read 2 books. I'm about to start a 3rd one, so by the time this video goes up, I'll have started the 3rd one in the month. So 3 out of 5 books is, I think, okay for me at least. As a new reader, I feel pretty proud of myself that I've even picked up multiple books in a month. So I'm okay with this one not being my high priority of the month, but I will say that I have a lot of books that have been put on hold from the library that are now in my possession. So stay tuned for a reading vlog that is coming this month, which is exciting. So I would love to read 5 books next month. We're gonna probably end up putting that on our next month's goals, but this last month I did not hit that, and honestly I'm okay with that. Last couple of goals are wedding related goals, and I'm happy to report that they have both been basically achieved, which is exciting. I did book my wedding photographer. I told you about that already. That was actually my first thing on this goals list that ended up getting achieved. And then as far as the bachelorette planning stuff, that my last goal is, I have started loosely planning it, which is super exciting. I started kind kind of pricing out things, seeing what my bridesmaids want to do. It's been a lot of fun to kind of start planning that out, and I am so excited for it. Like, this is going to be my Super Bowl, I fear. I'm basically as excited about the Bachelorette as I am about the wedding itself. So if that says anything about where my mindset is currently, I'm so excited to start planning this Bachelorette and have a countdown and everything. So that is all of my goals. I feel pretty proud of myself. I think I've achieved like 75% of these goals, which I am pretty happy about. So with that said, we're going to go into my Notion page and kind of revamp my goals for next month, and I'll tell you guys what I am wanting to achieve this month. I feel like it's only fitting to put my November goals on this side because I did my October ones over here. So I'll pop a picture up of my November goals over here. For November, I do have another reading goal. However, I'm gonna make it 3 books instead of 5 because I feel like 5 might have overstretched it just a touch, and because Thanksgiving is a thing that's happening this month and there's the potential that a couple of our friends are coming to visit this month too, I want to kind of give myself a little bit of grace to not read every single day. So we're going to read at least 3 books. If I get more than that, then that is awesome. But if I don't, 3 books is totally fine with me. I'm also including my post 1 short form video a week from last month because I didn't really achieve that last month. And I feel like this one's going to be pretty easy now because I have a plan on what I want to do for my short form for the next month or so. I have a series in mind that I want to try and start. So that's hopefully going to kind of get the ball rolling again. But worst case scenario, I want to still post at least 1 time a week. 1 time a week minimum is my whole thing here. I'm also keeping my 20 job goal because I know that fall and just like the holiday season in general is not generally the hiring season. I still want to get applications out there because you never know what could happen, and I want to still start applying to like 20 something jobs a month. So I want to continue to do that and hopefully actually hit the quota this month. I think this is the 2nd month in a row that I haven't hit the quota, so fingers crossed that I can keep the 20 jobs a month up there. And if it doesn't work this month, then in December I'm going to bump it down to maybe 10 or 15 because I need to be able to achieve this at least 1 time. I'm also keeping my goal to not miss any YouTube videos. I have YouTube videos planned for every single week this month, which is more than I could say for October. So I think this one's going to be pretty easy to do, but I still wanted to have it on here just so that I have something else to cross off. Worst case scenario and I don't get anything else done, I still want to be able to know that I have one thing checked off and ready. So I'm still keeping my no missed YouTube videos, although I feel like that's going to be pretty easy to do. And then because we are in wedding season, I have a couple of other wedding related goals that I want to achieve. They're just mostly kind of one-off check-off goals. But the first thing that I want to achieve this month is start our wedding registry. For a long time, I thought I wanted to just do some type of like honeymoon fun type of thing, but I realized people are going to send us stuff even if we don't ask for it. Like, we're still going to get random junk. And so why not get a say in what that junk is? So we're going to start a wedding registry soon. I have a website already kind of started and it has the ability to incorporate a wedding registry within it. So we're going to start that this month hopefully and do some searching around. I don't think we're going to do like a registry with a company because we're using Zola for our website and Zola has like everything all in kind of one place. So I think it's going to be pretty easy to do. And I think they also have a connection with Honey Fund, which is a honeymoon fund anyway. So if people want to do like a cash fund, they can still include cash into that little pool. So that is one thing that I want to do for wedding related things this month that I want to at least start on. It's not going to probably be done in this month, but I still want to at least like get the ball rolling on it, if you know what I mean. My last thing on my November goals list is basically an extension of what I had on my October goals list, and that is to create a savings plan for the bachelorette trip. Obviously, I've already kind of started planning out where I would ideally like to stay, how many days it's gonna be, what tickets are gonna cost, that kind of thing. But outside of that, I haven't really thought about how much it's going to be as far as like how much I have to have saved for if we do a sit-down restaurant, or how much I'm going to let myself spend on merchandise and other fun little things that could potentially pop up. So I have to figure that out and kind of create a savings plan around that because obviously I don't have an income. We're going to be using mostly my fiance's income for this. So obviously I've talked about this with him offline just to kind of be transparent about things, but I want to actually create a plan and see like, okay, how much am I putting away every single month for this and how long is it going to take and what's the ratio there? So I think a lot of these goals are going to be fairly simple. Hopefully those aren't like famous last words, but the no missing videos is going to be pretty easy. I think starting the registry is going to be pretty simple, and then creating a savings plan is obviously going to be a little bit intense. It's just going to be something that I have to spend a day doing, but other than that, it's going to be like a one-off thing that I can check off. Everything else are like small little habitual things things that I feel like are going to be pretty good to incorporate into my routine. So with that, I'm going to go into my monthly favorites. We're going to come on the ground over here. That's where I usually do my favorites because I can just kind of lay everything out in front of me, and I'll show you guys what I've been loving this month. As you can see, we are on the ground for my monthly favorites, and I am going to just kind of go through one by one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, technically 5 things to show you guys. So first thing is a piece of clothing that I've been non-stop wearing. Like at least once or twice a week I pull this thing out because it is so comfy and so cute. This sweatshirt. You've probably seen this in so many of my videos in the last month because it is a spooky season sweatshirt, but it just says the spookiest place on earth. It's got this like puff paint. I don't know what kind of print it is, but like it's got puff paint on it. It is so cute, and it is going viral. So it has been sold out constantly on the website, but at some point in the last month or two, I was finally able to snag my size, and it is so cute and comfy. It was definitely an impulse purchase, but I am so glad that I did it because it is so comfy, and it's also really warm. It has like this waffle knit material on the inside that makes it super warm and cozy, and I just love this thing so much. I wear it at least once to twice a week. This has been a monthly favorite as far as like clothes and stuff go. This is probably my most worn article of clothing in the entire month of October. Next thing is actually a nail polish brand. Mostly the brand. I don't really have a favorite color, but if you know me, you know that I don't love to go to nail salons. I like to do my nails on my own, just at home, because the last couple of times that I've been to salons, they haven't been the greatest quality, and I've just not had great experiences going to salons in general. I also don't love doing acrylics, so there is that. I like my nails to be nice and strong and healthy, and acrylic doesn't really do that. And I've tried doing gel X and powder and stuff like once or twice, and I would rather save the money and do it myself at home. So I love the look of gel. I just don't love the process of taking it off. So I discovered this brand through my mom, who actually found it online, and she got me a little sampler set for Christmas or my birthday or something, and I'm instantly obsessed. That is the brand Dazzle Dry. It comes in like a little set of 3. You get the base coat, the top coat, and whatever color you want, at least in their sampler set. I have a lot of their like tiny little colors because I have like a color sampler too, and it was really fun to use. But this brand applies like a normal polish and lasts and looks like gel, which is the best of both worlds in my opinion. It's so easy to use as long as you use their instructions correctly, because if you don't do things the way that they want you to do, it'll just last like normal polish. But if you do everything the way that you're supposed to do, it lasts, for me, at least 2 weeks, if not 3 weeks, without chipping, which is amazing. So the color that I have picked out to show you guys is, what's this shade called? Out and About. It's basically a topper shade. It's like a rose gold, pinky, nude-ish color. It's really pretty. This is one of my only full-size polishes that I have. Everything else from them is like little minis, but every time that I use this brand has lasted at least a week, if not 2, and no chips whatsoever. It's really easy to get off too. You just use normal acetone, and I love this stuff so much. So I will definitely be asking for more for Christmas for my like Amazon wish list, because you can't get them on Amazon. They're a little bit pricey. You know, they're not as cheap as normal polish, but quality is there. I promise you. Try it out and thank me later, because it is the best of both worlds. You save a little bit of money in the long run from going to salons all the time. It is amazing. I love this stuff so much. As you all know, I love to smell good. If you couldn't tell, I have so many products here. So what I like to do generally at the beginning of every season is I will go through my bins and figure out a routine that sounds like fun to use for the season, and I basically use it until it's used up or until I feel like I just want something different. For the last month and a half or so, I've been using Ivory Cashmere in my shower, just like as a shower routine. I've been using Santal Haze from Tree Hut as a body scrub, and then I use the matching body wash with this as well as the lotion, and that's basically my whole routine for my showers, because I do shower at night, so I don't want to layer up too many products. But this stuff smells so good. It has fresh lakeside air, silver musk, and white amber. It's just like a clean, classy fall time scent. It just smells like a fresh autumn morning. I don't know how else to explain it. It is so nice, and it's honestly very slept on. I don't see a whole lot of people talking about this scent. It's very clean and fresh, so if you don't love that, then you probably won't love this, but I personally really do, and so does my fiance. So as far as my like morning fragrance combos, I like to pair a body spray with some type of perfume. So what I've been gravitating towards lately is something that I actually don't usually look for. I don't usually partake in all of the pumpkin scented things in the fall because I feel like it's a little bit too sickly sweet for me, especially especially in things like a body cream or a body lotion. But I do have a little mini body spray in glazed pumpkin, and let me tell you, this actually surprised me. I don't know what the notes are because I don't have notes on the minis, but I will say the body lotion and the body wash in this smelled a little bit too much for me. I was like, great, another pumpkin that I can't use, but I got a little mini spray because it was free anyway, and I was like, I'm feeling a little bit of FOMO not having any kind of pumpkin spray or pumpkin scented thing in my collection. So I started using this, and let me tell you, I'm gravitating towards this more than I would like to admit. There's quite a dent in this already. It's already like maybe a quarter of the way used, and I've only had this specific spray for about a month now, and I don't go through body spray a whole ton, but it's just the perfect amount of sweet pumpkin without being super duper overpowering. And like I said, this is just a spray. I feel like if I had some type of cream or lotion underneath this that was the same exact scent, it would be a little too much for me, but this is just enough. And then I've also been pairing this with pumpkin cream latte from It Girl Juices. I got this at TJ Maxx like 2 months ago or so. A lot of people have a love-hate relationship with this, but I feel like it's a good little sweet scent. It doesn't really smell too pumpkin-y to me. It smells mostly just like a latte vanilla-y scent, but I feel like these two are the perfect combo. It's so nice, and I get compliments on it all the time. So this has been my budget-friendly perfume combo that I've been gravitating towards. I have a whole tray up here that you can see of different things that I've been loving this fall, but this is definitely the one that I gravitate towards the most. And then obviously my good old reliable for in the evenings. It's just a nice little wind down scent. So this is all of the things that I've been really gravitating towards as far as fragrance goes. And then the last thing in this little monthly favorites list is actually something that I don't currently have because it is a book that I read on ebook with my library card. Didn't think I would say that sentence out loud in a million years, but here we are. I'm gonna scoot over here so you can see the cover and kind of a little synopsis of what the book is about. But this book had me enthralled from the get-go. There was a lot of like loose strings that ended up getting tied together really perfectly, in my opinion anyway. This is definitely like a 4.5, 5-star read for me personally, as someone that is getting into reading for the first time. Obviously, maybe my standards will get a little bit higher as I start reading more and more things and kind of know what I like and don't like. But for the most part, for a cutie little witchy, romancy, spooky season, light and fluffy book, it was so much fun to read. I could not put it down. It had me from the get-go. The plot started immediately in the first chapter. I ended up finishing that book in roughly 3 days. So if that says anything about me, it's that I can't put a book down if I really enjoy it. And this one definitely takes the cake as far as my favorite book that I've read this month. So with that said, that is all of my monthly favorites. I think the last thing that I have to do now is do a little bit of planner setup. You guys know how much I love my physical planner. I'm always a stationery girl when it comes to buying like journals and stuff. It just makes me really happy, and using my like traditional pens. Obviously there's a time and a place for like a digital planner, but there's nothing like using a physical planner these days. So I'm going to fill this out. There are these little sections at the beginning of this planner that has just some overview type things. So we're going to fill this out, do a little bit of loose monthly planning, as well as do a little bit of a Notion retheme, because I like to retheme my Notion pages for every month just to kind of make it a little bit more romanticized, if you know what I mean. So let's have some fun at doing a little bit of planning, and then from there I think we're basically done.